Well, I'm excited to be here with Viren Shah here at the Farm Progress Show. You're the AGCO Senior VP of Chief Information and Digital Officer. What does that mean? What do you do? Tell me about your job.
My job is very simple. It's just like, how do we take all the digital technology to apply towards our farmer first approach, whether it's service, whether it's sales, whether it's our products, and how do we make our farmers' life easier, but most importantly, enable them with smart solutions so that we can sustainably feed the world.
And I would imagine a big part of the things you're thinking about is artificial intelligence, because I look at that and how it's changing the food system from farm all the way to the consumer kitchen. Can you talk a little about how you're thinking about AI and how it's changing products for AGCO?
Yeah, for us, the way we think about AI is the whole ecosystem and how are we going to make sure we connect the dots. So as you must have seen, the FarmENGAGE platform that we just rolled out here as part of our PTX group, but very similar initiatives, but how do we turn data into intelligence? Because one of the biggest challenges a farmer faces is, hey, we have a lot of data, but what do I do with it? And I think that's kind of our goal to help with AI and how do we, solve the world's biggest problem, which is hunger.
Yeah, and that's an important problem to solve. And I think digital transformation for farmers is like top of mind for you, I would imagine. And so
course.
When you think about doing that, where are we in that conversation broadly? And then how are we thinking about that with regards to AGCO?
Yeah, I think the way I think about AI is in a couple of pillars. There is a lot of learning and awareness because as much as there is excitement about AI, there is fear and trust.
Yep.
And so there is a lot of awareness we need to create even within our organization, but also externally to help everybody see the potential, but do it in a safe way and a very responsible way. So we have many initiatives like our AI farm or our AI farmer, right? Where, one of the biggest things we always want is, what does our farmer think? What does our farmer say? So if we had a product or an idea, we could just ask our, AI farmer. He's like, hey, what would a farmer say about these things? And it allows us to gain the insights. It's like, are these real problems the farmers are interested in or not? On the AI farm, basically it is learn, play, build for our organization, where all of our team members can learn, can build, and can play with AI and appropriately figure out how best to deploy it in however they do every day. But most importantly, reduce their own friction so they can spend more time to help the farmer.
Yeah, and so that being able to share AI across the company is a form of democratization in a sense from a product development standpoint. Yeah. So what are some of the tools you're creating for the team members to do that?
Well, so just like the AI farm I talked about is a good one. We are also partnering a lot with the likes of Google and Microsoft, where we are using the Copilot a lot in the organization. Just in general, that's the approved tool within the company. But there are many other tools such as, for example, say there is a whole use case on onboarding and how do we onboard employees faster? Or how do we make it fresh and frictionless for somebody to learn about AGCO a lot more? And so we have another thing we are creating called the product experts, where we are uploading all of our manuals, all of our product data into a AI model, and then we can ask it questions about our product. So that way, a new person coming in like me, I've just been there for 1.5 years, but we can learn about our products much faster because these are very highly smart and complicated machines, and the ability to make the most out of it and fast, I think we can leverage that knowledge.
Looking ahead, what are some of the key new feature sets and technologies on the roadmap that you're excited about?
My most favorite one is my talking tractor.
Talking tractor.
Yeah. So we talked about it. Recently in one of our investor days, but it's like, how do we help a new person who sits in the cab with all the things that are around them get to acclimatized very fast within the cab of the tractor? So we believe that is just one capability which can be deployed in multiple different ways, but if you think about it, one of the biggest problem we have is operators and people in the farm and available in the farm, and getting them acclimatized to how to use the machine fast enough. But if I could just talk to the machine, it would just make life easier.
So it's a natural language interface, not unlike Alexa, but for
Exactly.
tractors.
Yes, sir.
Very, very cool. What do you see here at Farm Progress that you're excited about, and kind of what overall are some of the takeaways?
Well, I see a huge focus on technology and the amount of technology that's going to go in the machine. And I think that's what excites me, just because I'm a technologist.
Yeah.
As a for my profession. But just the entrepreneur spirit that you see across the Farm Progress Show, that's always cool, just to see how many new things people are building and developing. Um, Nothing specific caught my eye other than our PTX booth personally, because I think the OutRun, the autonomy we are rolling out is so cool. The FarmENGAGE is so cool. And the booth is
The
full
mobile
of
soil app is really cool.
Exactly. And how do we connect all these dots within our own ecosystem is going to be one of the next endeavor that is very exciting for me personally. So, I feel, of course, I'm biased. The PTX booth was the coolest thing at the Farm Progress.
There's no doubt, like the amount of data, the fidelity of the data that farmers have in their hands is it's growing at such a rapid pace, but also is going to empower them to do things that they haven't been able to do before on the farm, I would imagine.
Oh, 100%. Because, and we were just having a conversation, is like when you log into the John Layer Op Center, what are you looking for? So day in the life of a farmer in the morning. It's like, well, I'm going here, this report, I'm going that report, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, but what if it just told you what happened and what you should do about it? And I think that would be the next foray, if you asked me. It's like, because there is so much data and the farmer wants to use the data. And in certain cases, they are even asking the question, hey, my data is helping a lot of other people, or if it can, how do I monetize it? So they are also thinking about not just monetizing their farm, but monetizing the information they have. So there is just a huge opportunity in general in this space.
So I've heard a lot here at the last day or two at the booth, AGCO booth, putting farmer first. You're kind of very focused on technology, but how do you put the farmer at the center of that?
Well, you should always begin with what would the farmer say?
Okay.
And every problem you're trying to solve, every question you're trying to answer is like, what's in it for the farmer? So, simplestly put, we are just running through, hey, what are all the key things we want to do next year? The first questions we are asking is value to the farmer, value to the dealer, and then value to the actor.
Well, great. Hey, Viren Shah, thank you so much for spending time with me. This has been great.
Thank you.
All right.